Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Can you hear me? So this is what we are going to do today.
$7. You can make as many videos as you want, and you never need to pick up a camera or use.
Growing businesses need a hosting solution that is powerful yet easy to manage. Let's look at how business.
இமேஜ் மட்டும் தான் வருது.
Grade by entered via waiting room. சேர்த்துருவாங்களா?
இப்போ வருதா? இப்போ வருதா?
If you are looking for a way to make income online, then stick with me for a few seconds.
Welcome all. We are about to start the session. Thanks for joining. I would like to have your cameras on. Can we have the cameras on for a few minutes initially? Am I audible? Shall we have our cameras on? Okay, fine. Those who have can on the camera. Wonderful, nice meeting you all. It's an amazing opportunity to meet you all. For the last session, we had around 60 plus participants, but this session we just launched it 2 days before. So 2 days before it was not announced, but we thought of launching it on this day particularly. So that is why we have a very limited number of participants, and also that's the strength I feel to launch such a course in a very close circle, so that we can have more personal interactions. So I welcome you all. Let us start the session. This session is going to be with the mind maps and discussion. Personally, I'll be connecting with you through the mind map and sometimes without the mind map. The session will be for 90 minutes. And now you can move back to your non-camera mode. So let us start the session. Wonderful. So I'm very happy to discuss this topic particularly, because this was one topic which was there in my mind for more than 8 to 9 years. Around 12 years before, when I joined an engineering college in Bangalore, I saw so many issues and so many confusions among the youngsters in Bangalore, both engineering or MTech and even MBA students. And I was continuously contemplating on this concept of love, a live-in relationship, a sex before marriage, lust, like, whether the person is really in love with that person or not, whether that is love or not in the first place. If a person is loving a person, then how can that person leave parents and run away with another person or live with another person? Is it not contradictory? You love your parents and your parents love you for 25 years, and suddenly there comes another person and you compensate that person with this person. So there are so many questions popping up in my mind. And in the due course of time, when I started teaching yoga psychology and started interacting with thousands of people in my 9.5 years of teaching, particularly in engineering college students, I really got to the core after seeing personally more than easily 1,000 cases. Personally, interacting with different love stories and different issues and different confusions, different illusions. So after going through all those confusions and all those issues, I designed a program, and I came up with a module, and I started teaching it to all the college students wherever I was teaching. So this course, which I am going to discuss with you, is just ice breaking session of such a vast program. It's for a 30 hours program, the entire program. And here I want to give you a complete out of box understanding of the word love. As in the poster also we shared, love is the most misunderstood word or misused word, most used word, and at the same time also most misused word. So without any more delay, let us get into the topic. There will be so many interactions in the middle, and I would like you all to comment in the chat box so that we can interact. So I am Shankar. I am a Grihastha Ashram coach. That's what I would like to call me. I have taken a mission to address minimum 1 million youngsters and help them to have a healthy, happy, and a sustainable relationship once they get married. So it's kind of a pre-marriage bachelor coach also, you can call it. So I want to address this problem. People talk about education, people talk about after marriage relationship issues, or family and work balance. But what I felt is it is better to address in the starting. Once a person gets married, before even getting married, if a person understands what is family, what is love, what is lust, what is infatuation, what is affection, what is attachment, then the process, the very journey will have more clarity, and they will not step into a wrong foot. So that is the idea. So I'm very happy to launch this program, and you are the first batch. Officially I'm moving it outside my closer circle. Let's do it. Wow. So are you all excited? Are you all interested to explore? If yes, you can share your comment. You can say yes in the comment, so that I can also know you are following. Now there is a very famous question, not famous among the people those who are in love, but famous among the philosophers. I love you. The I love you word, is it a statement or a question? What do you think? I love you is a statement or a question? If you want to say question, type Q in the comment box. And if you want to say a statement, then type S in the comment box. Okay, statement. Fine. Anybody else? What do you think? I love you is a statement or a question? First, let us understand what is a statement. You might have definitely heard this. Statement is something which is direct, and it just declares information from one person to the other. Whereas a question, where there is a demand, there is an expectation from the other end. Now a person can say I love you as a statement also, right? How? Without expecting anything. You are walking in a mall and suddenly you find an actor or a sportsman and whom you love, you are a big fan of that person. Then you may go near him and you may say, hi Shahrukh, I love you, or hi Dhoni, I love you, right? So I love Dhoni here, this statement is a statement. It's not a question. Why? Because you are not asking Dhoni to say you back, I too love you. No, I am married, I can't love you. Such a situation is not there in your life, because you are not expecting any of such statements. You are just here to tell the person I love you. This is just a statement from one person to the other, right? Now what about another situation where something pops out like a question? Can somebody say I love you to a person and still expect something from the person? Let's see. Question is always about query. That means you are expecting something from the other person and you expect an answer. It is not a statement. You don't say I love you and you walk away from that place. You say a statement, you ask a question and then you wait for the result. You wait for the answer from the other end. So that is what is I love you in the second perspective. You expect an answer. Imagine a girl is standing in the bus stop, a boy is going to the girl, and the boy gives a rose or a gift and says I love you. Now after doing this action, will the boy stay there or the boy will come back, or the boy will run away? Damn sure if the girl is having a high heels and a very firm look, then the boy will run away. But naturally, basically, the boy wants to know whether the girl is accepting his proposal or not. Correct? If it is acceptance, that means it is a question, right? So that is what is the second category. When a boy tells a girl I love you, it means the girl wants to say back I too love you, or I am already committed, sorry, or my father will kill you, or something else, right? So I love you here in this context is not a statement, it is a question. Many a times people those who fall in love, or people those who are in love, or the people those who imagine about love, doesn't understand the difference that when a boy or a girl goes to another person and says I love you, they are telling or they are asking. If you think for a moment, this will literally blow your mind. All the people today, those who are going to propose somebody in the earth, are not going to tell the person I love you. They are indirectly going to ask, do you love me? Will you love me? Could you love me? Any way possible. So that is what is the second category, that is query. So here you see a boy is on his knees and he is proposing a girl. Now honestly tell me, now the boy's mind is not just to convey a message, the boy's mind is to ask the girl, do you love me? Now my simple question is, if the boy wants to know whether the girl is in love with him or not, then why the boy is not directly asking the girl, do you love me? Why can't the boy ask such a simple question instead of asking, instead of telling a statement and having a question in his mind? It is better to ask the girl, do you love me? Right? But why don't people directly ask, do you love me? Because nobody interested in loving somebody. Exactly. See, think for a moment. Nobody is interested to give love. All people are interested to get love. But if the person tells the other person, I love you, then there is more possibility of getting back love than straight away going and asking a stranger, do you love me? Are you following me? Am I making any sense? Now see this image. Here is a boy who is proposing, and look at all the people around. See their eyes, see their expectation. It's like exam result. When a boy comes out of exam hall or a girl comes out of exam hall, all the friends or family will be waiting. Did you pass? Did you clear all the exam, all the questions? So that was the situation whenever there is a proposal happening around. Why? Because I love you is not a statement. It is always a question. Okay, what's a big deal about it? So very, very big deal about it. But before going to discuss that part, we will also see one more part. There are another intended meaning in the statement I love you. First is statement, second is query, and there's a third dimension. Can anybody guess what is that? This is the clue. CE. 5 seconds time. Can anybody say what is CE? What is CE means? I love you is not a statement, it is CE. Anybody guess? This is the expansion of CE. Cross-examine. Yeah, right. You may obviously, ask, I am, against love. Definitely not. I do had loves in my life. And also presently right now, I am in love with so many people and so many things. I really value love. And that's why I started this program. But if you think for a moment and if you contemplate this question, you will definitely have a breakthrough in your thought process around love. Whenever after falling in love or after even getting married, many of the times when one person tells the other person I love you, the other person, if the other person doesn't say back I too love you, then the first person will be disappointed. See, they both are in love, they both are married, and still if when one person says I love you, if the other person doesn't say back I too love you, then the first person will be hurt, the first person will be disturbed, the first person even can suspect this person who is not responding. In India it is not that much, but in West it is happening in a big scale. When a person says I love you, and when the other person doesn't say back I too love you, then the very first statement is not validated, it's not agreed, it's not accepted, because the person who is saying I love you to the other person is not saying I love you, it's not a statement, and it is not a query because the other person loves him or the other person married her already. But here the I love you is a cross examine. It's kind of a verification. Are you still in love with me? Are you still in relationship with me? So that is what is happening. You might have seen so many times whenever the phone call is about to be cut, there will be a statement. No, I love you. I do love you. I miss you. I do miss you. Is it any custom? They say, right, ram 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 ram, namaste namaste. Is it such kind of a custom? When somebody says I love you, you are also supposed to say I do love you? What exactly is the secret behind saying back? The secret behind saying back is, if you don't say, you will have trouble in your life. If you don't believe this, the next time when your beloved one say I love you, you just say okay, and then you will realize that what I am saying is true. So this is the third meaning behind I love you. The first meaning is a statement, the second meaning is a query, and the third meaning is cross examining. That means that the person wants to get confirmation in a very frequent manner, so that he will also get some satisfaction that yes, still I am on track. Yes. So this is what is happening all around, and this is so natural. Many of you might also have a thought, yeah, it's true, but what's a big deal? I want to know, right, the other person is in love or not. No, it is not such a thing. It can completely change your life if you don't understand what is love. Today we see everywhere issues. I can't even stop telling examples. There are examples which I can share for days together. One simple example I will tell, then you will have a clear understanding. 1.5 years ago in Gujarat, a story happened. I don't know whether you heard this information, you read this news. In the marriage hall, the bride and bridegroom were about to get married. At that point of time, all the people, all the relatives came to know one big secret. What? The bridegroom's father and bride's mother both eloped, ran away. Before their children's marriage, the in-laws together ran away. This happened 1.5 years ago in Gujarat. And this is just one random example. And don't have an illusion that, oh Shankar, it can be in one corner of the world. How can you generalize such a thing? I am now speaking from Madurai. Madurai is third biggest city or fourth biggest city in Tamil Nadu. You can understand the size of the city. In Madurai, per day more than 200 divorces are registered in the court. 200 every day, divorces getting registered in court. Can you imagine about Delhi? Can you imagine about Mumbai, Bangalore kind of cities? Now imagine, put together the entire stats of the country. Today they talk about PMO, no fab. People are talking about whatnot, live-in relationship. So many things are discussed. Gay marriages. I'm not talking about USA. I'm talking about India here. Next house issues. Few might have even got first-hand information about such news. Understand, the concept of love is not about only me or only my family. It's about the entire society. It's about the entire generation. If a person doesn't understand this concept love, if a person doesn't understand the beauty of love, then the entire generation can go wrong. The entire history can be written wrong. So that is why this topic is so relevant. Now, in this eve of Valentine's Day, let us discuss something else little deeper. So we will just wind up before going to the next topic. I love you is a question or a statement, and it is a question, and one is query, where before getting accepted from the other person, when a person proposes, then it is a query, it's a question. And once the relationship is together, once they get married or once they are in love, at that time it is cross verification or cross examine. Now, why do people fall in love in the first place? Why do someone wants to say I love you to another person? It's a basic question, right? Many times we don't ask the basic question. Whenever somebody calls me and say, sir, I'm going to get married this month, when I ask a simple question, why do you want to get married, there will be a complete pass, because there are a few questions which we never ask, which we never even think of, and even our elders, even our education system, even the society doesn't discuss these things. Why question? Now let us first ask the simple question. Let us not go to the marriage, it's a deeper thing. First, let us talk about the love. And it's not that all the questions you should connect to yourself. I want you to understand the concept. We are discussing about yoga psychology here. It's about mind, and we all are in part of it. Why should a boy or a girl ask I love you to another person, or say I love you to another person? If a person is happy like this, then will that person be in need of another person's love? What do you think? Yes, no? You can say yes in the comment if you want to say yes. Even if a person is happy, that person should expect love from another person. Or if you want to say no, no, if a person is already happy, then no need of asking love from another person. Anybody want to say yes or no? Okay. Now, this will be the real reaction if a happy person gets a person saying a statement to him like this or her like this. If you are really happy, and when someone or somebody comes to you and say I love you, the first reaction will not be I too love you or should I love this person or not. The first reaction will be thank you, I too love me. Why? Because you know that you are worth for it. You know that you are lovable. Are you understanding me? When someone tells that you are worth to be loved, then what is the point of falling back in love? What is that deal? Are you doing a business? When someone says I love you, and if you really worth it, and if you are really lovable, then your reaction will not be whether I should love this person back or not, whether am I already in love with somebody or not. No, your first reaction should be yes, I appreciate it, and I thank you for being loved, and also I do love me. Understand, this is very, very rare case. We don't see such people at all. Even the happiest people in the media, the limelight celebrities, even in their personal life, they are pathetic. We all know, right? They do lip lift operation to make their face always smiley. It's something like the Joker kind of Joker literally did painting, but here these people are doing plastic surgery to make their face smile always. But what is the personal life? Why do they break up? Why do they have multiple marriages? Why do they fight and have issues? It's all happening because they are also same like us. It is nothing different from me and the celebrity, you and any celebrity for that matter. So people fall in love in the first place to get happiness from the other person. And only an unhappy person like this can always look forward to get proposed or propose. I repeat, only an unhappy person like this can expect somebody's proposal or think of proposing someone, so that if I love someone, I will be happy. If someone loves me, I'll be happy. Kind of a thought will come into the head. You no need to agree to any of my statements. I want you to just listen. You please have your own views. I don't want you to compromise if you are not logically convinced. But once the question answer session starts, you definitely point out your questions and we will have a discussion on it. I love you when somebody says that, this person will say behind his mind he will be not saying I love you. Behind the mind he will be saying, can you please love me too, because I am badly in need of somebody's love. But this will be little too much, but still let us for time being, let us stop and let us think about the statement. Will a happy man or woman propose another person? No. Why no? Because he or she may only appreciate a person. Am I okay? Appreciate a person, will not request someone to love him or her. At least now I got it. he or she may only appreciate a person that, thank you for loving me, will not request someone to love him or her. Why? Because this person already loves him. Matlab, that person is already happy. Now you may get a question, then should I marry or not? Wait, let us not jump in there. First, let us focus on this and let us clarify why and what and how in these areas, and then we'll think of the bigger things. So hereby, one thing is very clear. Generally, keeping Valentine's Day in our mind, I love you statement from one to the other is not a statement, it is a question. It can be query or it can be cross-examine. I hope this point is clear. Now, let me get a little deeper. Why? Why in the first place people do this? Why do people ask someone's love? The simple, easy, sugar-coated pill answer is this. We get happiness. If 5 people love me, I'll get more happiness. If 500 people love me, I'll get even more happiness. What is name and fame? Everybody clap, everybody appreciate, everybody smile, everybody, touch me and take selfie with me. Right? When a superstar walks out of his car, everybody will go and touch, because touching that person, I touched Rajinikanth, I touched Amitabh Bachchan, I took selfie with Shah Rukh. That is what is the image which the world is thinking out, right? So therefore, everybody wants to run behind name and fame and getting more people's attention and make many people love me. But is that the real reason behind someone telling I love you to somebody? Do you think so? Is it that if I get many people, if I get many people proposing me, then will I be more happy? Is it true? What do you think? Remember, this is sugar coated pill. That means it, to hear it looks very, decent and good, but in reality, it is not. Why it is not? Because the hard truth of why someone wants someone to love back is for this purpose. We really don't love our own self. We don't love ourselves, and we want someone to love us so that we will know the value of ourselves. Why do we don't know our value? Why do we don't love ourselves? Let us discuss later. But let us just digest this. When someone comes and tells you, I love you, somewhere down the heart, you feel comfortable. You feel happy. Somebody is there in the planet to love me, because you know what and all halka things you did, right? So when someone comes and tells you you are great, when someone comes and tells you you are beautiful, when someone comes and tells you are bindas and amazing attitude and I love you, then somewhere you feel happy. Somewhere you feel wow. So I am worth to be loved, huh? So somebody is there to love me also. So you get more comfortable and confident about yourself, and that is the reason why you want to get people loved. Get many people love you. Is it hard? Can anybody agree at least? Can anybody agree? Can anybody agree? See, there are few people, those who are sharing direct message. You can just change the direct message to everyone so that everybody can read your messages. Lakshmi Kant, so many are there, right? Yeah. So what exactly do you think? Is it true or not? When someone out there loves you, appreciates you, recognize you, give their attention on you, will you feel happy or not? If you feel happy, that means you lack self-love. What is self-love? You don't recognize you. You don't know your value. You don't love you. If you really love you, if you really appreciate you, if you really value you, then when someone tells that, I love you, you are amazing, you will not feel happy. You will just, say, yeah, I know, thank you. And it will not be from egoistic point of view, but it will be from a practical point of view. Imagine you may be a boy or you may be a girl. Imagine you are walking in the road and suddenly someone jumps in front of you and say, you are a boy. Or if you are a girl, then somebody will jump in front of you and that person will say, you are a girl. Will you say, thank you, thank you, thank you? No, you won't say thank you. You say, yeah, what's the word now? Right? Why? Because you know that you are a boy. Sorry. Right? You know that you are a girl. You know you are a boy. And since you know who you are, there's nothing big great about it, right? You just recognize it. You just appreciate that that person recognized it. That's all. Nothing much. To be frank, that appreciation is also not required in many times. But what happens when somebody says, you look beautiful, you are a great person, you are a kind person, you are intelligent, you are handsome. We literally blow, oh, we'll be in the ninth cloud. We'll be happy for a whole day. We'll be excited for 3 days minimum. 3 days is a big thing nowadays. 3 minutes and 30 minutes max. We will get back to our, moody, switch off mode. Understand this. When we get happy when somebody appreciates us, when we expect somebody's appreciation for our action, that means we really own that quality, or we don't believe we are worth to do that action. It can apply not only to love, but also to all perspective, your work life, your family life, and your social life. When you pick up a paper from the road and put it in the dustbin, and when few people clap and say, wow, great, and if you feel happy, that means you are not deserving person. Why? Because you yourself is happy to know that you did such a great thing. No, it is not a great thing. It's a simple basic duty. Correct? So the same way, the love is also such a thing. When you get happiness from somebody's love, that means you lack your self-love. Right. If you have questions, just write it down. We will discuss after the session for sure. Wow. Considering that you agree, or we can have, we have time, right? 11, 12, 12:30, 1 hour we got. So we will have a 5 minutes discussion. If you have any questions still here, we can discuss. So I should switch off, right? Shall I switch off? Yes, I'll switch off. Yes, so you can unmute yourself. And if you have any question, if you agree, if you disagree, kindly let me know. At least the people, those who are in a decent place and those who are, okay to switch on your cameras, can you switch on so that we can see at least? Okay. Am I not audible? I'm audible, right? Okay. We don't have, we do not live in isolation. We do need to interact with others for our survival. Okay. Noted. Yes, definitely the intention of recognizing somebody's love is not to, completely don't talk to anybody, just be selfish and live your life without having any human beings around. No, I want to mean the intention behind your smile, or the level of excitement you get when somebody recognizes your beauty or recognize your qualities, or when someone says, I love you. So the point is not about the social life. The point is about personal intention and personal motives. When mother tells her daughter, my dear Vibhu, I love you. And okay, mommy, if the child says and walks away, and if the mother feels bad, then there's a problem. Why it is a problem? Because the mother is expecting the child to love back. Hey, I loved you, right? That means you should love me back. That means then how can this be love? Then it's a business, pakka. You are giving something and you are expecting something. Are you all understanding me? That means your very love is dependent on the reaction of the other person. We will discuss in detail. We will discuss in hierarchy. We will, spread out the, the concept of love, because in India, everything is love. Starting from a small work and going till the moksha, everything is connected with love. So that is why researching on love is very much important, not only for our personal and professional and financial success, but also for our social and spiritual success. So definitely, we need to interact with people. We need people. We need to give love to people. But the question is, just let us understand that when somebody tells us I love you, then we get a huge happiness. Or when somebody praises us, we get more happiness as if we don't believe it. If that is not the case, when somebody tells you are Shankar, my name is Shankar. If anybody says you are Shankar, then if I get happy, yes, I am Shankar. Thank you so much for telling my name. No, it doesn't happen, right? Because I know that I'm Shankar. So the it will become natural if it becomes the fundamental quality of a person. If you are lovable, if you are worth to be loved, then when somebody says I love you will not get excited or happy. You will just get to know that it's just a statement. 3 more minutes we will listen to Jenny's question. Why do we love someone? Actually, we don't love anyone, right? We love ourselves. We love someone because we somewhere know that they love us. The moment we know they don't love us anymore, our love for them no longer exists. Is this the reason why marriages fail? Marriages fail for a different reason. So don't generalize. Marriage is vast thing. There are so many components involved. Let us focus on love for the time being. And for love, what you said is true, but that is not the only reason to be. If someone said that he or she loves you, which means he or she is in unhappy and longing for love, isn't it? On her point of view, I am happiest person. Exactly right. So I hope it's a direct message. Oh, sorry. Okay, I will just copy this message. I will share it in the group, because this question is very valid question. Exactly true. This is what is happening normally. People always, when someone comes and tells you I love you, see, simple. Okay, those who complete, those who are reading, read it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll tell a simple logic. Whom will someone love? Someone who is better looking, better earning, better in qualities, behaviors, better in social life, right? Someone, I want to love someone, let me go to a lunatic asylum. Will anybody say so? Or will someone go to a cancer patient about to die? I don't know that person. That person is not having any good quality or this or that. I just intentionally want to marry one or love one about to die person, or about to get arrested by police. Will there be such intention behind love? No. We always love someone who's better, without doubt. Understand, when someone proposes someone, this person thinks that person is greater than this person. I repeat, when someone proposes someone, this person thinks that person is greater than me. If this person can't think, then they can't love. Sometimes you may see the parents are looking for a boy who is less earning than the girl, but even then the boy should match. The boy should be taller, and the family should be bigger, or the money should be there. Something or the other, they will come out to say little bigger. Okay, so I think only the unconditional love is from God and parents and etc. Okay, wonderful. So unconditional love is a little far away. Let us not go there now. Let me continue the discussion. We have come to one level. Now we are going to take it to a different level. I hope there is not any more questions. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Great. So this is a simple basic thing, but there are a few things which we never thought of. So that is what I want to take this topic. This is exactly connected with love, and don't think always love is about a person or opposite sex. Love can happen in any phase. Why don't you love yourself? This is a basic question, but let us not address this question first. First, let us ask the question which we are very familiar with. What is that question? What do you love? So I'm going to ask a few topics, and I want you all to type. There are 8, 9 people, I think 15 people. Great. So 15 people are online. I want few of you to just type the answers for this question. Which food do you love? Come on, go fast. You are here online, you are listening, then you can write something. Yes, fish. Okay. Then biryani. Very good. So definitely, without doubt, anybody can say the biryani guy is from Andhra, right? Anybody else? Ice cream. Very good. Idli sambar. Very nice. Now, listen, you have something in your mind which you love, right? Okay. Just keep this in mind. We are going to have a discussion on this, how you came to this point. Now, what dress you like? Definitely for this also you will have, no need to mention here, because the dress may not be uniquely recognizable, but one particular shirt or one particular sari or one particular pant, something will be there in your head, right? So that kind of the dress which you love, if I wear the dress, I'll be happy, right? That kind of one dress, or one actor, or one sports person or actress, anybody for that matter. We have always our favorites. I love this person, I love this food, I love this color, I love this dress. We do have, right? Now this is very much connected with the serious topic which we are discussing about love. This is not an accident. The problem with the today's world is, we many a times, or most of the times, we take things for granted. We don't really research on why and how. The Indian rishis, they started asking questions from the basic first thought comes to a child. From there, they started the world, existence, full outside the macro level they researched, and at the same time they started going more within, and they started asking questions for every thought. Why did I think this? Why this thought came? Why this thought came after that thought? Is this thought and that thought interconnected? So many research they did in micro level and also in the macro level, and that is the secret of yoga psychology, and that is what we are going to see with respect to love. Now, whatever it is, whatever you have kept in your favorite list or love list, keep this in your mind. Now let us discuss, how do you know that that is your favorite? Simple, right? You might have got let's say biryani. So is it a random choice, or is there any reason behind it? It gives us happiness. So how do you know? I know because it gives happiness. Perfect. Now, is there a way how you came there, or it is just this answer all the time? We tend to repeat it. Very good. Wonderful. We got both the answers if you want. The one is one time experience. So one time I go and I, let's say, bungee jumping. I love bungee jumping, falling from a high place, tying rope on the feet and falling from there. So let's say I love bungee jumping. I never went to bungee jumping, or let's say I once went to bungee jumping, and after one time jumping, I decided this is the most beautiful thing. Now I love bungee jumping, which I didn't know, or I got one experience and I came to a conclusion. Let's put it simple. I got married. In real life also, I got married and had 2 children. Now I got married, and I say I love my wife. Now this is not with a repeated knowledge, right? This is with one-time knowledge. I love my wife, I married my wife, and I am done there. Full stop, dot, period. Now this is called impulsive decision. Is it so? Let us discuss. There are two types of reasons how a person comes to conclusion that that person likes something or loves something. I repeat slowly. If you love something in your life, if you love a person in life, there can be only two reasons behind choosing that thing or a person. One is, you just have one moment and you come to a conclusion that this is your favorite food, or this is your favorite person, or this is your favorite color. Many times this happens. You just go to a child and you just tell, wow, blue color dress, superb, this dress suits you very well. Then the child will think, okay, so blue, me, super good, therefore my favorite color is blue. You're understanding? So somehow this is how even our favorite color got into our head many a times, not for everybody. So somewhere one moment we get one shot, one attention, and we come to a conclusion that is what I'm going to do every time. One day you will be very much hungry and you will go to a hotel, and there will be nothing other than biryani or parota or fish for that matter, and just pulling your legs, and you take that food, and because of your hunger and because of your searching different hotels, and definitely the good cook also matters there, and since you ate that fish or biryani or whatever food that is that day, you got really a paramahanandam, because you are starving for more than 4 hours. Therefore that moment your dopamine striked high, and your adrenaline gland literally said, ooh, after eating. Therefore you came to conclusion, why am I so happy today? I ate fish. Okay, therefore this was my favorite food. This is the food which I love very much. And what do you do? Everywhere you go from that day onwards, whenever the wearer comes and asks you, what do you want to eat, sir or ma'am, you choose that particular food which you ate that time, and which gave you happiness. Is it really that food is your favorite food? Let us not discuss there, but let us come to one conclusion. This is one way of coming to a conclusion that you love something based on impulsive decision. Now what is the next one? Multiple instance. You repeat it, you research on it, you work out, and then you come to a conclusion, yes, this is what it is. Let's say, what is your favorite sports? I played football. I couldn't run all the time. I played table tennis. I can't just stand there for 2 feet. Then I went to cricket. I can run and I can stand. I can run and I can stand, and now and then I can relax. Cricket is my favorite. Now this conclusion, I love cricket, came after exploring multiple sports and also playing cricket multiple times. And after analysis, you came to a decision, and this decision or this type of decision is called premeditated decision. This is not a rapid decision spontaneously or impulsively you take, but you take after proper research. You premeditate on the things, and then you come to a conclusion, and the research conclusion is called I love blah blah blah. So these are two ways of coming to a conclusion that you love something. It can be either way. And mind it, I made into, and I made one tick, and I also made one exclamation mark to tell that it may not always work. That doesn't mean that it always fails. No, there are so many instances where we see in the very first sight we know what is our favorite dance or favorite art or favorite person. So there are such instances also. Let us not go in detail, but definitely there is a huge research in that area with related to karma and jyotisha and many other things. But here now we are not entering into that area. Just keep this in mind. The impulsive decision may not work all the time, but premeditated decision most of the time works, or almost every time it works. So these are the two ways a person can come to a conclusion that I love something or somebody. Now, what is the third dimension we are going to see is something related to Shastras. The Shastras say when a person reaches an ultimate happiness level, when a person reaches the super consciousness level, that person resembles like a child, not childish, but childlike. Balyena tishthasi. That is what Veda says. That means what? A person who has attained that level of consciousness and eternal happiness, that person behaves like a child. That person will be happy. That person will be innocent. And that person will be in present. So many things. Now, will a child have favorite food? What do you think? Comment yes or no. A child will be happy, or child will have favorite food, or child will not have favorite food. Child will be open to new things, or child will say no 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 no, only biryani, nothing else I want. What will a child say if you take a child to a hotel? Hello, others, you are premeditating on the answers, I guess. Let it be. Thank you. Open and exploring, very nice. The child will have zero or very less prejudice before choosing anything. Why? Because the child's memory is like a clean slate. The child will not have in the first place so many things to discuss or have options in the mind to choose. And also the second dimension of a child, okay, the example is fully in present. Child will be fully in present. Child will not think about what next, what that day I did. No, child's memory is very less. Therefore, if you give something to a child, the child will fully focus on that thing and the child will live in that present. Now, please don't keep a 3-year-old child in your mind or 2-year-old child in the mind for that matter, because I mean child as a child which is just entering into the world of human beings. There are children, those who fight for sweets or cry for chocolates and ice creams. No, that child is no more child. That child started asking what the child wants. We are talking about non-human interference, innocent, pure creature, a kind of alien creature. When a milkman comes and raises the hand, the child will go with the milkman. If a beggar comes, the child will not feel bad. The child will hug or touch the person. The child will not differentiate semi paste and a solid. What I mean is a stone and a shit. The child wants to explore everything. The child wants to touch everything. The child wants to be with everybody. You say ghost, you bring with there are some leprosy patient, the child will see no difference. This face is clean, this face is not clean. This person is not smelly, this person is smelly. The child will not know any difference. The child will accept everything. The child will be open. And that is why many times we see this. The child will always ask for, is it visible? I hope it is visible. I have written lemon, ghost story, cry, and risk. This is what happens. Child will always go for extreme, go for opposites, and child want to repeat it and experiment it. Today, just to go home, cut a lemon and give it to your family members, or tell your family members to open the mouth and crush it on their mouth. Will they allow you to do that? No. Why? Because they don't want something which they don't love or like. They have no preferences. They have a clear cut things, what they want, what they don't want, what they love, what they don't love. Therefore, at any cost, they don't want to step aside of their comfort zone. A child is dead opposite to it. For a child, there is nothing risky. Everything is casual. Everything is normal. And no children love ghosts, but all children ask ghost stories. Have you heard this? You ask any child, child, what story you want? Ghost story. Why? You tell the ghost story, they get scared, but still they will say, tell. No, you are getting afraid. I'll not tell the story. No. Tell. Because the child even loves the fear in the child. Kya baat hai, right? We don't like fear, but the child loves that experience of fear, that emotion, the fear emotion the child likes. That is why children love to cry also. You might have seen, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, mother would have slapped the child for doing something stupid, and the child will sit for 2 hours and the child will feel bad suddenly. Why the tears are not coming? And the child will go back and rethink about that situation. Mother slapped me, mother slapped me. The child will really recreate the tears, and the child wants to cry, because at that point of time child doesn't have the discrimination, crying is bad, smiling is good. The child wants to accept all the emotion and experiment and experience all the emotion. But today the story is completely different. Now what? Where are we now? Are we a child? Forget it. First tell me, being a child is good or bad? What do you think? Say yes or no. Somebody may say no also, right? Feel free. You have your opinion and I will have my opinion. And let us have open discussion. How many of you think being a child or childlike is good? Say yes in the comment if you want to say yes. Or say no. Be frank. Anybody else? Anybody else? I see only 2-3 people commenting. There are so many people, like 15 people we saw, right? Anybody else want to click the chat box which is next to the that Share screen button. That's all. Okay. Don't know. That's a good answer. It's a safe answer. Now, where do we stand? What happened exactly to us? How exactly we changed from child to human being, from an alien to a creature like us? What exactly happened? How this graph came down? This is what happened. The secret is memory. Love has so much to do with memory. Smriti, they call it in Sanskrit. There is a very beautiful statement in Lalita Sahasranama where the mantra says, the one which helps me to think the right thing in the right time is you, and the one which makes me to not think or not remember the thing in some particular time is also you. Two names to Devi. Memory is huge. Memory is everything. Memory plays, almost, for me, memory is more than time, because of memory everything happens. There are two three things which are very big in our life, which are very huge and which are unconquerable, or the most important thing in our life. And for me, one such thing is memory. And memory comes much ahead than time for me, because memory is our thoughts. Because of memory I can speak today, and because of memory I can get delayed in something, or whether I can do something faster. Everything depends on memory. I am in an exam hall, whether I should think only about exam or some other thoughts come to my mind, memory plays a vital role. When I fight with my friend or family, at that time, should I remember all the bad things the other person did, or should I not remember the bad things, but I should remember only the good things what they did? Memory. When I want to get boosted, I want to get more motivated, self motivated, and I want to get into action, at that time, should I remember all the bad things I did and all the failures I faced, or should I take all the beautiful things and successful things and self worthy things what I did? I should remember. Memory. And the most beautiful part is we never focus memory, and we focus always a remembrance. Bring back some memory from the old past. 4 is to 4 is equal to 16. Tell 4 is to 4. No, memory is much bigger than that. Remembering a phone number, remembering where I put my chappal, is this memory? No. Memory has much bigger things to do in our life, and that is the problem, and that is what we missed, and that is why we became human beings from the most beautiful Balian Tishtasit character of a child. That is memory. The memory guides us. We don't lead our life, our memory leads our life. One day we are like this, one day we are not like this. Why? One day you thought these things from our past, and one day you thought these things from our past. So the memory guides our path, and the child has no memory. The child's slate is empty, our chart is full, and additional sheets are there. So therefore the control over our memory is very less, and the memory takes over most of the time, and that is why we can't be like a child. We live most of the time in past. And if you may ask a question, sir, there are people those who think about future, the people those who daydream, people those who plan. That is also past. How future is past? Because only from past you can imagine and build something in your imaginary world. Imagine I am thinking to earn 1 crore rupees in my mind. How can I come to this number 1 crore if I don't remember somebody who earned 1 crore in my mind? Correct? Can I imagine I want to buy Google? Can I imagine that? Why? Because that kind of a background, that kind of a personality, that kind of a thought process was not there in my memory. I never read any article of buying a normal man buying such a biggest company of the world, or I never saw such a, a biggest achievement. Obviously, if I buy Google, that's a big achievement, right? Even now, I can't say. When I say I have a mild, irritation, if I buy, hey, yaar, Google ka size kitna hai aur tu kitna hai, right? So my thought is not allowing me to even say the sentence that of buying Google, because my memory doesn't have that kind of a concept of buying such a big thing. So obviously, whatever future or whatever daydream we project in our mind, that is also prepared from our past components. Whatever components we got in our past from our memory, witnessed and experienced. Repeat. whatever you witnessed, and also whatever we experienced. So whatever we experienced and witnessed, based on that component, we can project and we can throw it into the sky of our future, and we can build a palace in our memory, in our mind, and that is future. So literally, past or future, at the end of the day, everything is from past. And this is one of the main reason why we can't be like a child. A child, when you take a child to a hotel, the child will not, the moment the child enters into the hotel, the child will not say masala dosa, chicken biryani, fish fry. No, the child will not say. The moment when the child gets into the hotel, the child will just look at the hotel. Why? Because the child is in the present. The child will see the menu, and if I'm not wrong, the child will choose only the thing which the child doesn't know to utter also, not the child choosing something which I know. I don't even know what is that. Let's see what is that. This is the attitude of a child. If you have that attitude, you should preserve it. If you have seen such attitude, you should imbibe it. And if you feel that's a worst attitude, let me go to my own safer zone with the idli or whatever normal scheduled regular stuff, fine. But somewhere you should have that attitude in your life. You should serve the world in such a way that there, if you have the creativity and here you go with the regulars, no problem. It's better to go somewhere. You should have that childlikeness. There are people, those who are childlike in eating, but not in life. There are few people, those who are childlike in dressing, but not in relationship. There are few people childlike in relationship, but not financially. Are you all understanding me? Is this making sense, my dear listeners? This is a very, very big breakthrough of love. If a person has attitude of love towards everything, matlab accepting everything as if, and it's fine, I accept, I explore, I'm open to different things, I let me see how it is. If a person has this attitude, that person will be happy. But the question is, in which zone that person is ready to have this attitude. A person can have this attitude in food, and only in the food court that person will be like a child and happy. Or if the person is with a relationship, within the relationship that person will be happy. What is child like in relationships? Beautiful. Child like in relationship is that person doesn't remember some past bad things of the other person and revenge it after 5 days or 5 years. When quarrel happens between you and your mother, you will not pinpoint all the bad things your mother did. Mommy, what did you do that day? That day I forgive you. This attitude is not childlike attitude. When it comes to childlike in relationship, that person will be simple and humble and innocent. Remember, when a child is crying, I tell you one first-hand information. Me and my wife and my first son, we all were in one guest house in Coimbatore, Etimade. And in that guest house, when we were there, midnight around 1 o'clock, there was no night lamp, and suddenly our child rolled from the bed and fell on the floor. The child started screaming, and we both got panicked, and we somehow found the cell phone and switch on the lights. And when we lifted the child, the tube light flickered and on. The child is having a huge swelling in the head. The child is literally having the pain. My son is crying. But the moment when the tube light flickered and on, the child forgot the physical pain and the child started seeing the light. Oh, how could this be possible? Is it possible for us? I have seen doctors who distract the child and put injection. Oh, hey, the child will think and see something and listen to something, and injection will be put in the child's arms, and the child will not feel the pain. Kya baat hai yaar? Matlab, a physical pain can also be overtaken if you have the childlike attitude. Then what about relationship? Everything is about relationship. Relationship with the living and non-living thing in this world. Now, where am I? Yes, I am love. There is a second dimension also. Let us see what is that second dimension. Scared of new things because of all our memory, the memory of failures, memory of disappointments, memory of insults, and memory of embarrassments. We get into a zone of fear. We are scared of new things. Let me not try something and embarrass myself. Let me not do something and waste dinner. Let me have good food which I already know. So let us not explore something new. Why to have new people? Let me sit with my own friend every time whenever I go. If I sit with somebody else whole journey 9 hours, I will not even look at that person and say hi. I'll be just sitting there. You're understanding? Rama, Sri Rama, we are building Ayodhya temple, right? Sri Rama's quality in Ramayanam, when they explain, they say a very beautiful sentence. Rama is Prathama Bhashi. What is Prathama Bhashi? Prathama means one, first. Bhashi means one who speaks. Rama speaks first. What is that first? If you and Rama meets in the road, Rama will be the first person to say hi to you. If you and Rama are traveling in a train, he's the first person to say, do you want water? You understand what I mean? Matlab, Rama is literally open to people. Somebody asked, social life, should I be isolated, right? See, this is the beauty. If a person understands the love, understands the concept of life of a child clearly, then that person will be open not only to the self, but to the whole world. That is what is Rama Prathama Bhashi. Remember this, don't forget. So next time when you meet someone in the road or a bus or bus stop or anywhere, even in the standing in a voting queue, wherever you meet someone, just smile at that person. If not, you can't talk. And if you can talk, then just say hi or wish that person or just say introduce yourself, because this makes a big change in your life. This is just a introductory program. This 90 minutes is nothing. It's just we are just doing warm up in the world of love. There are so many stages, 27 types of love and 9 types of love like emotion, which is not love, but people misunderstand that 7 types as love. There are so many concepts, how a person gets into destruction mode. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita the 7 stages of failure. So many deeper concepts of love, experiential and influential. I repeat, what is experiential? Later stage, I'll talk about it in the month of March 14th, Sunday. We are having a 5 hours program, in-depth discussion on concept of love, not informatively, but experientially, so that when the course ends and when you complete the work given in the course, you will experience that perspective of childlike love. This is first phase. The second phase is you will not only experience, but also you will influence the society and the people around you in the world of deeper love, real love. So only when that level happens, there is a benefit, right? And we are now really afraid of new things, new people, even a small, simple thing for that matter. What is written here? Riskless. We don't want to take risk and we want to go with the old known ones. And also the choices are limited because we want to play a safer game. Yeah, so this is the bigger picture of this mind map. We have seen in 4 stages to understand why there is a beautiful network, there is a beautiful dots getting connected. I'll just repeat the entire thing so that you can remember these things in your mind, so that later on when you recap all these things, you will have a clear understanding. I'll send you all the PDF right away today itself. Last time there was some unavoidable situation, I couldn't send it. I took 3 days. Today I'll send in 3 minutes. And this picture tells us the connection between why we are in need of love from outside. The first reason, first we need to understand why do in the first place I have my favorite hero, favorite food. How can one hero be favorite? Have we seen all the heroes in the market? No. Have we ate all the food in the market? No. Then how can you come to a conclusion? You're understanding, right? There are 5 pens in front of you. You took 1 pen and you wrote, and you are saying, this is my favorite pen. I love this pen. Can you say it? There are 4 more pens in the table, right? You should write it and then you should compare. And then if you find all the 4 pens are lesser attractive than this, then you can say, this is my favorite pen. But without even writing with all the other 4 pens, how can you come to a conclusion? This is the pen for me. You can't say, now tell me how many food items are there, how many dresses are there, how many people are there. When are you going to complete the list? You can't. Therefore, the very point of the very understanding of the choosing something as my favorite, my love is itself is baseless. And now here comes a solution. A child is having an open attitude towards everything, and then where are we today? Because of our memory and because of our past, we got stuck somewhere and we started playing safer game and we started defending more. Therefore, we started not living our life fully. So that is what is this mind map teaching us. Now, let us get back to the few very basic things which we discussed in the group. I'm going to uh, interact with you related to the things which I mentioned that I will discuss with you today on the Valentine's Day. This is socially relevant, and also personally, this may have some out of box Indian perspective for a few of you. The first thing which I want to talk about is lovers versus likers. I have mentioned in the brochure also. What is likers? There is no such word likers without doubt. So likers means somebody who likes. A lover means somebody who loves. Now, what is like and what is love? Today in matrimonial sites, if you go, partner preference, there is a column under which they will mention 7.5 height, 6.5 height, fair complexion, this thing, that thing, football player, cognizant job, what and all they want, they give as a prerequisite for finding their life partner. Now, people always think when they fall in love, if you also like what I like, that means we both are same. If you like coffee and if I like coffee, then the conclusion should be you and me both like coffee, not you and me love each other. There is no point, no logic in it. So this is the difference between likers and lovers. When people like things and the qualities which the other person is having, that means they like the quality and the things and not the person. If a person loves that person, then with or without the qualities or things, this person will be able to love that person. If this person finds that that person doesn't like what this person likes or loves, then the love towards that person will not be there, because this person didn't love that person. This person loved the things and the qualities. Let me put it in a example so that you can understand it, visualize it. There was a boy who says, I want to marry a girl who has a long hair. And this boy went to see the girl's family, and the girl had very long hair, and the boy was super happy, and the boy agreed, and the boy told, I am liking this girl, I am okay with this family, I am ready to marry. Marriage happened, and 1 week before marriage, the girl thought the boy is in Bangalore and he's an IT guy, and with such a long hair, if I go and live with him, he may not feel bad. Therefore, what therefore? She did a pop cut. Now, in the first night, she had long hair, that what do you say, this fake hair for all makeup, and she sat in front of him and they were conversing. At that time, she asked, what do you like in me? How did you say yes even without talking to me? The boy said, I like your long hair. The girl dropped it and gave it. Take this hair. Think about the boy's life now. The boy's life is a disaster, right? Because for 5 years, the boy was thinking, I am going to marry a girl with a long hair. I am going to marry a girl with a long hair. At last, what happened? He got the long hair. People today fall in love but they don't fall in love. They fall in the qualities of a person or things which the person has. Job or color complexion or physical appearance or financial status. But all these things, physical appearance, financial status, job, everything will change. There is no guarantee that these things will be always there with anybody, right? If that is not the case, then how can you say you love the person? No, you don't love the person. You always love the qualities in the person. And this discrimination makes very big change. So lovers and likers, this difference we need to understand. And many a times people misunderstand like and love. Whenever you see your peers and also unmarried people, this differentiation you should point out to them. This is the, if at all you don't take away all the discussions which happened, at least this one line, likers and lovers are not same. So if you see something similar in another person, that doesn't mean that you both are supposed to fall in love. This one thing you should remember. The second dimension which I want to share is live in relationship. It's a very big thing. It is related to so many things. It is involving a physical intercourse. It is involving a family. It is involving psychology. It involves prejudice after marriage. So many things are involved. So the time is very less. I know that this can't be covered fully, but definitely I want to take up this point just for utilizing this opportunity to reach out to you people, so that this thought can somewhere spread to a bigger audience. Live in relationship is becoming more and more normal nowadays. If you think live in relationship is not common, I really doubt your socialization, because even in Tamil Nadu, even in non-Chennai kind of a cities also, I know people do live in relationship. So we need to understand the basic understanding of ancient Indian marriage system. Indian marriage system is completely unique. It is, to be frank, it is upside down. Why it is upside down? In West, first they date, first they mate, and then they marry. In India, first they meet, then they marry, and then they mate, and then they know themselves throughout their life. It's exactly the opposite. Have you ever thought this? Have you ever thought this? Comment below, yes or no. Because it's exactly the ulta. In West, first they talk to themselves and first they do sex or intercourse, and then they frequently meet and frequently drink and frequently date, mate, and then one day they think, and okay, I think you are okay, I think I can live with you, therefore I will marry you. But in the other side, in India, it is ulta. They will not know each other. To be frank, the girl who never spoke to anybody, any male, with so much of openness, and with so much of disciplined family life and parents rules, big discipline, tradition, culture, this and that, and suddenly to a stranger in the very first day, just because there is a thread in the neck, that lady is supposed to literally be nude in front of that person. That lady is our mothers, right? All our mothers were like that, at least in our generation. Our mothers were literally ready to be in front of a person whom they don't know at all. And is this not harassment? Logically speaking, logically, to hear without a proper understanding, it looks like an harassment. How can you expect me to be with someone whom I don't even know? Very good logic. But you need to understand deeper. First, we need to understand one thing. Our ancient Indians were not idiots. They are all great rishis. If they designed a setup, if they designed a program, that means they did so much of research, scientifically, logically, psychologically, physically, and only then they come to a conclusion. So the marriage system of Kali Yuga particularly is very logically designed one. Why it is logically designed one? You will see if you discuss on it, if you research on it. We have 10 minutes. I'll just give you the key, and in the future programs, we can discuss in detail and many other dimensions. And this is not always these topics are personally relevant. Don't think that what is the point? Why should I know all these things? Don't ever think that, because we all are living in a society. In one way or the other, your knowledge, your message which you are discussing here, which you are learning here, can be of a big life-saving solution for someone around you. Okay, 10 minutes. I got some comment, direct comment. Okay, now the thing is, when someone get into relationship and then know a person and then comes to a conclusion that yes, I understood this person is trustworthy, this person is a good man, this person really loves me, therefore I am going to marry this person, and takes a decision, that decision can't be so accurate. Why this thing can't be so accurate? Because knowing a person is not that easy. How can we say that knowing a person is not that easy? Very simple. How many of us know ourselves better? How many times we ourselves failed our own expectations on us? I repeat, how many times we ourselves failed on our own expectations on us? We failed. We were surprised for our own self. Hey, Shankar, still you are the same guy. You didn't change. Hey, Shankar, you changed. I never thought you will change. Right? We face this kinds of conversation with our own self. When we don't even realize who we are, from my birth, I am with this body. From my birth, I am with this mind and intelligence. When I can't understand the person in me, then with what help I can understand somebody else mind and intelligence? How can a person understand someone? We can't understand a person. Understand, this is the secret. You can't fully understand a person and fall in love or marry that person. It's impossible. People's mind change, people's decisions change, people's body change, everything changes. So people are continuously transforming, people are transforming, and the moment you understand, I understood this person, that person changed. Now that person is gone into the past. Now whom you are seeing is a new person. One WhatsApp message, one incident in the family, one bank notice can change a person's attitude towards life. Yes or no? If we people are constantly transforming, then how can someone understand a person and choose that person as love of my life? We can't do, right? Then what is the solution? That is the solution why our ancestors designed as a arranged marriage setup. Why? Because you can't give a deadline for a person to understand. See, in a classroom, a plus b whole square, or a gravitational force, or solar system. When solar system is taught, sun is moving from east to west. Simple concept. Sun is not moving, earth is moving. Sun is coming from one direction and going from one direction virtually, but in reality, earth is only going around. This concept, if a teacher teaches to 50 people, do you think all the 50 people will understand the same time zone? Obviously, no. If a small concept can't be understood, how can we expect all the people to understand the other person whom they are going to marry? This not only applies to live-in relationship, this applies to very love marriage itself. How can a person says, I love this person, I know this person, therefore I marry this person? You can't say. Because the very parents don't know who you are, you yourself don't know who you are. How can someone knows you in 2 months of time and that person can say, I know you, therefore I am ready to marry you? Understand the concept of understanding. Now comes to the body, sex. Our ancestors were very intelligent people. 5 minutes more. Last time it was a little delayed, right? So I want to sharp cut at 12:30. Let me try it. The sex part, and our ancestors, they did so much of research, and they understood When a boy or a girl enters into puberty, enters into adulthood, there is a huge expectation, there is a huge thought process. The body is changing, the mind is changing, the vision is changing, the intelligence is changing. Therefore, everything attracts towards the opposite sex. Everything creates so much of attention towards the opposite sex. Imagine at the age of 13 or 14, a boy or a girl is becoming adult, and they are getting married at the age of 25 or 28 or 32. What happens during this period? Their body is ready to marry, their mind is thinking about sex, and their intelligence is also supporting them to discuss and explore this area. But the society is saying, stay, wait, stay, wait, stay, wait. Then what happens? The urge happens, and because of which so many confusions happens in the body and mind and in the lifestyle. Now, when the whole life is preserved, once you get married, you are free to have sex. Once you get married, then you can take off your brahmacharya world and you can get into grihastha world. When this image is given, this idealistic or not in today's life, what is this? Let us not discuss all these things. Let us just understand how the ancestors created this design. Let us understand the design, and then we will think how to adapt it in modern time, or how to utilize it or understand it in our perspective. So what they understood is, first when the marriage happens, the very first thing, first night, day, time. The marriage day is decided not based on the day, based on the night. The muhurtam for child bearingness is the first quality for a marriage. So they say the first night, there is a term in Indian language, in all different language, different words. So that muhurtam they see, and in that particular muhurtam, if it is a good muhurtam, and in that time, if the boy and the girl mate, then the good citizen for the society will be produced. Then they will choose that marriage day. Fine. Now, when the very first day the sex happens, then the entire expectation, the entire pressure, everything will be push. And then slowly the exploration of the person happens. And understand the design of Mahatmas, that once this body, then comes the real life. Now, obviously, the focus will shift from lust to love. And then comes the child and the responsibility, love, lust, everything will become something called as family. And the understanding between these two happens throughout their life. Whereas in love or whereas in live-in relationship, what happens? They already do a rehearsal. You cook, I clean the house. I clean the house, you cook. Whether we will see whether it works or not, whether you are good in this or not, whether you are good in that or not, whether you are keeping your dress and your things clean or not. I will just watch. But understand one thing, people are constantly changing. We forget to think few things in our life. When we change, why can't we expect the others also to change? We definitely people will change. If at all they don't change physically, the mentally they will change. So much of changes happen. And what happens is, sex is the one thing which is there pricking from our mind, from our adulthood. And when in the live-in relationship or when sex happens before marriage, the interest towards that person will go. I repeat, when sex happens before marriage, interest towards that person will go. And once interest towards that person goes off, when the curiosity of that person goes off, then there is nothing special about that person. In a love marriage, the intercourse or sex happens in the first or in the second phase. Last phase in India, correct? First they will talk, then they will become friends, and then they will propose, and then they will touch, they kiss. Then, if at all, if they do sex, then there is nothing else from this person. That person, at max, a person can give us the body. And when that is given, then the very dimension of seeing the other person will change. And I am not telling from my hypothetical point of view. I am telling with so many personal stories of my students, so many close observations of different situations. When your uncle is giving this pen from Dubai, and this pen can write this way. If you write, it will write in blue ink, and if you shake and then you write, it will write in yellow ink. very special pen. If your uncle says about this pen so much and you're waiting for that day, imagine you are in your 9th standard, then will you not get excited? I am going to have this pen. I am going to have this pen. In the waiting period, you will have so much of respect towards that pen, so much of dreams with that pen to tell your friends, to brag about that pen, etc. Now tell me, after 1 month, what happens? Will you have the same zeal? Obviously not. Now tell me honestly, how is that different from a relationship? When you can change your car, when you can change your dress, when you can change your hairstyle and your dress and makeup, how can you expect not to have a change in the relationship? Mind is forget society, forget tradition, forget social norms. Think about our mind. No, logically, the mind should get bored or not. What is the solution? And when you are already get bored with a person, when you know everything, you speak for 200 hours before marriage in the name of live-in relationship and love marriage, and you do everything before marriage. And once you get married, what will there be to live in the life? In the first place, why do you need to marry? All these questions are already popping up in the youngsters' mind. People don't understand what is the point of marriage. Marriage is the most beautiful thing. After so much of thought, when I was studying in Gurukulam, all the ancient Indian scriptures, when I was pointing out to one solution for all the problems, I found education. Then I found no, not education. Education is something which happens after a person enters. How a person is entering, what type of mindset if the parents have, what type of thought process and trust and relationship a father and mother has, what type of a child is produced. When I started researching all these things, I understood no, marriage is the first step. Clarity about the relationship and family is the first step, I understood. And this start with the discussion which I'm doing is 10 years old. 10 years ago, I had a thought that I need to work on family. I need to work on family psychology. I need to work on marriage setup. And after interacting with so many thousands of students in my 9 years of college life, I understood this is where we lack our scriptures. This is where we lack clarity. People give more importance to IIT exam and people give no shit about marriage. And we all are in the marriage game. We are married or we are about to get married, or we have people those who are going to get married, and nobody worried about marriage. And accidentally we marry with someone, our beloved ones, and accidentally they live a happy or unhappy life and nobody worries. And at last we say, no, it's all fate. क्या कर्मा हमारा हाथ में क्या है? कुछ नहीं है, सब है हमारा हाथ में. Everything is in our hands. If we want to take control, we can take control, because that is what Shastras say, yatha bhavaha tatha bhavati. What you want, you can achieve it. If you have it here, then you can bring it here. Thank you for listening. I'm very, very happy for having you all having such a complete attention. The number of 15 is still there the same way. It's a big pleasure to conduct this session. As I initially told, on March 14th, there is a 5 hours program. I'm launching it here. I have not yet mentioned in the group. I will be launching this particular 90 minutes program 3-4 times before that, so that I can get a few more versatile audience. I want to reach out to as many yet to get married or about to get married people. If you have anybody in your mind, please ask them to do register. I will redesign and restructure and make it into a more activity based, story based content. And I will also send you all a link to the testimonial. Kindly share your compliments and complaints so that I can improve and I can focus on my strength. We can open the comment section, or even you can mic, you can on. If you have any questions, we can discuss for 15 minutes. Those who are done, those who have commitments can take a break. They can leave before that 1 minute. Let me take a small what do you call screen recording, one small group picture with you all. Can you all open your videos? We can take one group picture. Can you sit in front of the light so that the light can fall on you? Nice to meet you all. Vishnu, 2iPhone, grade 5. Manian Gopi, Jenny Raj, Somaditya. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice meeting you all. We will take a screenshot. Shall we have a big smile? Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. So you can ask question. Let us have audio questions. Can you unmute yourself and ask questions if you have a question? Otherwise, we can wind up. I'll send you the details for the future courses and other details. If you have any questions, you can ask. Comment section, somebody is asking. How is destiny related here? Is destiny a different phenomenon altogether? Daivam Chatra Panchamam. This is a very famous statement in Sanskrit. God is in the last place. So never think about destination or destiny or fate or luck or karma. You do the max from your end, and when you do your best, then even God will change the fate. So this is a very famous system. So I would strongly suggest to not focus on the destiny part and get confused and dilute the effort from our end. Until and unless there is a no way zone, no way zone, a dead end where you are stuck and you can't see ahead. At that point of time, you can use the destiny perspective or Jyotishya perspective. But other than that, when there is a vision, when there is an action pending, there is no point of discussing about destiny. Whether love is from heart or brain. Wow. Why people used to have a heart symbol, but they are using their brain on selection. That's a beautiful thing. In India, there is no heart and head. There is a concept of buddhi and manaha. So this is not manas. This is manas. There is a difference between left side heart and central heart. The central heart is called anahata, the emotional quotient. So we will discuss in detail about the zones from where the thought process happens, the Panchamaya Kosha and many other things. We will discuss in detail session. I understood the importance of self-love and not finding love outside, and then I left the okay. Also, the boy is not the good boy, but since I left the boy, he is continuously bothering me and my family. He keeps torturing me in different ways. I want to carry on with my life, but he keeps torturing me with love. With love, I clearly told I am interested in love. How to handle? I am interested. Okay. I think we can take it off the group discussion because it is personal and it is not objective. So subjective things we can try to discuss, I think, offline. Hypothalamus, love is from brain. Okay. As you said earlier, no happier man will accept the proposal. Now I am the happiest man. That means you are getting more proposal, huh? Then why should marry and share my happiness? Wonderful. I don't want to come to conclusion, or I don't want to leave the room with the confusion or with the question. So therefore, let us not enter into the marriage part. Definitely, we will discuss about marriage and what is the point in the marriage or love. When there is everywhere love, then mother's love is real or fake? Is mother is also loving for the sake of her happiness? Don't you think mother is unconditional love? There are so many questions will pop up if you genuinely think on this area. We will discuss in detail. There are so many stages, so many understandings, and also this is not about talking about love or marriage. This is about our life. How I wear this dress, and when I remove this dress, how I place this dress, how I talk to a stranger. Everything is connected with love. if a person understands this concept of love, top to bottom, everything will change. So that is what we see in all Mahatmas. Their very presence gives so much of happiness to people, because their love is so enormous that it is bouncing, overflowing around them. When Buddha was walking for 4 kilometers, nobody could have a bad thought of stealing. The thieves will not have thought of stealing, and suddenly they feel so happier and pious, and not harming anybody. And later, once the Buddha's range 4 kilometers, somebody, one of my teacher told, I respect him. It should be correct. And after that zone, when Buddha leaves far away from this person, then again they become the normal. That much of physical energy vibration they had. So love is something which we are talking is a very big thing. Sorry, typing mistake. I told I am clearly not enough. Yeah, understood. Perfect. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, sir. How to be like a child when we have guided memory? How to train, control the memory? Yes. So in the next session, that is the main session, the 5 hour session, we will be discussing love versus memory, love versus fear, and love versus food. Food plays very vital role, and food is directly connected with the happiness. Weight loss can be faced with the love. So many other dimensions we'll be seeing, and 7 types of love alike but non-love features, like and we'll be discussing 9 types of love and also the things which are stopping us from loving. So many other components we'll be seeing, and also we will be understanding our own body from chakra point of view, how the love is connected, and also how to connect ourselves with the universe with the perspective of love. We'll be seeing based on yoga psychology. The word yoga psychology is just a combination of 2 English words. The real word is Adhyatma Yoga, where the knowledge we derive from the major scriptures like Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Yoga Sutra. So thank you very much for being here. We'll meet again, and I will share you the testimonial. I request you to share your image and details, and what you feel and what you learned from the session. Thank you. Thank you.